Welcome again. Now we have to discuss about the Chola administration. We have to understand how was the administration organized under Chola reign. And the topic is the administration of the empire. In this part, while reading, we find many special words and context. There are many notable points. These points are settlements of peasants were known as Ur. Groups of villages formed larger units called Nadu, and dispensing justice and collecting taxes related work done by village council and Nadu. I would like to repeat that dispensing justice and collecting taxes related work done by village council and Nadu. In this reference, you should know Vellal was a caste. Vellal was a caste. Chola kings gave some titles to landowners, and these given titles were Muvendavelan and RER. Muvendavelan means a Velan or peasant serving three kings. I would like to repeat that. Muvendavelan means a Velan or peasant serving three kings. RER means chief. Now we have to talk about types of land. We find mainly 5 categories of land. Chola inscription mention several categories of land. The land of non-Brahman peasant proprietors was called Vellan Vagai. Second, the land gifted to Brahmanas called Brahmadev. Third, the land for the maintenance of a school called Shala Bhog. Number 4, the land gifted to temples called Devdan or Tirunmattukane. And the fifth type, the land donated to Jain institution called Pallichadam. Now, here is very necessary to mention that the Sabha and committee in the Chola Empire. You should know land gifted to Brahmanas was looked after by an assembly or a Sabha of prominent Brahman landholders. These assemblies worked very efficiently. Their decisions were recorded in detail in the inscriptions. The Sabha had separate committee to look after irrigation works, gardens and temples, etc. Now we have to talk about the qualifications necessary to become a member of committee of the Sabha. Mainly there were 6 type of qualification to become a member of Sabha. You should know they should have their own homes. Second, they should be between 35 and 70 years age. Third, they should have knowledge of the Vedas. Fourth, they should be well versed in administrative and honest. And if anyone has been a member of any committee in the last 3 years, he cannot become a member of another committee. And anyone who has not submitted his accounts as well as those of his relatives cannot contest the elections. In this reference, we have to talk about Periyapurudam. The Periyapurudam is a 12th century Tamil poetic account which informs us about the lives of ordinary men and women. In this concern, you should know about Pulaya. Who were Pulayas? On the outskirts of Adanur, there was a small hamlet of Pulayas. Pulayas is a name used for a social group considered outcast by Brahmanas and Vellas. And in the last part, we have to talk about China under the Tang dynasty. Some important notable points are from 7th to 10th centuries. This is the time duration of Tang dynasty, and it was founded by Liu Wan, and Xi'an was the capital of Tang dynasty. Xi'an was the capital of Tang dynasty. The Tang Empire was administered by a bureaucracy recruited through an examination, which was open to all who wished to appear for it. This system remained in place till 1911 with some changes. Here is many some keywords. Or settlements of peasants, farmers were known as Or. Nadu, groups of villages formed larger units called Nadu. Vella was a caste. Muvendavelan and Ariyar. Muvendavelan means a Velan or peasant serving three kings. Ariyar means chief. Outskirts means outlying area. We can say border. Hamlet. Hamlet means a small settlement. We can say is smaller than a village. Agrarian connected with farming. Menial means low status. We can say unskilled. We can also say low grade. Thresholds means entrance, prancing, jump or escape. Husking paddy, remove dry outer covering of rice. Remove dry outer covering of rice. And we have already discussed about the type of lands that we find in Chola inscription. Vilanvagai, Brahmade, Shalabhog, Devdan and Pali Chadam. So these type of lands were mentioned in Chola inscriptions. You should note down it. Now we have completed this chapter. All topics have been discussed properly. Thank you so much.